believe our guest of honor has arrived. Latest word I heard was at lunch yesterday with my son-in-law. They said they still hadn't finalized the numbers, so they were still. But he was going out there yesterday to work on it, so today they got to the store. I wasn't at the junior high. All on board.
We've got a little bit of just good conversation to have this afternoon. You're going to enjoy part of it. 98% of it will be true. I found a long time ago, when you're honoring someone, probably the best thing you can do is be somewhat prepared, but be very flexible. And I want this to be one of those opportunities where I just talk to you about Johnny. Tell you something about him, about his experience, and really try to give a real honor and tribute to a gentleman who has spent 44 years in this business, 39 years in Russellville School District. Not many people can live up to those numbers and still be sane. And I do hear the debatable word being used. Before I start making more remarks, let me first introduce a few people to you. In the audience, I know is our board president, Virginia Berner. Hi, Virginia. I saw David Eddy, and there may be others, and there'll be more board members, Ms. Thaxton, show up because I'm sure they want to critique how I do. And see if this is fitting and appropriate. We do have other special guests I would like to recognize. Representative Michael Lamoureux is here, was here. Michael, wave at me if you're in here. He was here. Did you see him? He gets credit. We want to give him full credit. We're also very honored to have Keller Noggle. Keller Noggle is our executive director of the Arkansas Association of School Administrators, good friend. No one in the state knows education to the level of Keller Noggle. He is our go-to guy, and we appreciate you very much being here today. Thank you. I told one of the retired superintendents who are here that I can't wait to retire because I've already seen that when you do retire, you get a whole lot better being a school administrator in retirement than probably what you were when you were doing it. That's supposed to be funny, Mr. Young. You know I told you that and you laughed. I'm very pleased that Harvey Young, retired superintendent, is here. Mr. Young, where are you? Raise your hand. There you are. Thanks. Another retired superintendent, Dr. John Vanderver, is here. Dr. John, raise your hand. Dr. Vanderver was superintendent here when the original part of this facility was constructed. We've made a few improvements since then, Doctor, and I hope you recognize those. And also a good friend, retired assistant superintendent, Kent Butler. For you. There he is. We're really glad that you guys could be here and share this opportunity that we're taking to be with Johnny today and his family. Obviously, there are numerous school administrators from across the state, local friends, colleagues, just a host of people here. And let me just say thank you for being here and helping me honor Johnny. Now, let's talk about Johnny for just a few minutes. Well, this isn't quite This Is Your Life, but it's kind of like that, just a little. Anytime you've been around this long, you just have to kind of bear up to it. You know what I mean? And I'm not telling the duck joke. I don't know how. Still trying to learn that. First of all, Johnny's married to Leora Miller Thaxton. They've been married 45 years. That's a tribute right there. They have 5 children: John, Teresa, Andrea, Ernest, and Darren, and they claim ownership of all of them. That's good. And they have 13 grandchildren. Good. Now, a little bit about Johnny's career. He served as a math teacher at Gardner High School for 5 years. He taught math at Gardner Junior High in Russellville 4 years. Assistant principal at Gardner Junior High 3 years. Middle school principal, and the first middle school principal, because it was the first time Russellville had a middle school, in Russellville for 18 years. And assistant superintendent since 1990, and that's 14 years. It's supposed to be a total of 44 years. So if you're quick and a good math study, he's already added that, make sure I got it right, and I understand that. But it's supposed to be 44 years. He's a native of Yale County. He graduated from Darnell High School. Many of you probably remember County Supervisor Jim Bell. When I came to Russellville, I came here in 90. He told me pretty quick after that. He said, "Now, Danny," he said, "you've got you a pretty good assistant superintendent." And he said he can count. I know he can. I taught him math. So we're, I guess, still giving Mr. Bell, Johnny, credit for getting you off the right start in math. Johnny graduated in '61 with a BA from Arkansas Tech, master's degree from the university in '68, specialist degree from the university in '74. Most of you wouldn't know this, but he and I remember we met in the early '70s at Fayetteville in the library. We were in graduate school together. So we've actually known one another for a long time, though only working together these last 14 years. There's going to be a number of little tributes that I'm going to read in a minute, so I'm not going to attempt and name all of the professional organizations and honors that he's received. That will happen in due course. But I want to tell you this. Most of the organizations he's been a member of, he served as president sometime during his membership. In every organization that he's ever been a member, he has served as the Entertainment and Golf Committee Chairman every time, and did a good job. He's renowned for his entertainment knowledge and capability. He served our community and this local area in a variety of ways. He's been on the River Valley United Way Board, was president in 01-02. He's been active with the Russellville Chamber of Commerce, the Light Up Russellville Committee, the Kiwanis Club, was president of that organization in 98, 99. He served on the Tech Alumni Association Board. He's been involved with the Yell County 4-H Board. And I'm not losing part of the word here. He's a member of the ARD, that's where they live, the ARD community, the ARD Community Association, and he is an elder in the ARD Church of Christ. Pretty active, and you're going to see a little bit more of that as we go on. I would like to share it with you, Johnny. Your mom wrote a note to the committee, and I'm going to read it all, but she could not be here today, though she's thinking of you, and she wishes she could be. She just can't travel. So I'm going to just put this back in this envelope and give it to you, and that will be part of what you get, okay? Now, somewhere about now we're going to get into, what did I say, 98% of all this is true? Okay, well, some of it's pretty close. I want to read a letter. Johnny received an honor from the Siemens Building Technologies some years ago. Was that the Eagle Award? Apparently you met a gentleman by the name of Chuck Hall. You remember him? Well, let me read you a letter from Chuck Hall to Johnny. It's a little long. If I'm not being very plain, will somebody just wink or nod at me and I'll slow down a little bit. But it pretty well sums up one man's learning about and having an association with Johnny. Dear Johnny, I regret I cannot join you to honor you for 44 years of public service. However, I would like to share with the group a few things that your years of wisdom has taught me by playing golf with you. And then in bold letters it says, what Johnny Thaxton has taught me. Johnny, in the earlier days, must have been an outstanding school counselor. I noticed that he is very quick to, quote, counsel the slow golfers ahead of us and the fast golfers behind us. Johnny must really know the game too. He told me that the higher his superintendent's handicap, the more he deems himself qualified as an instructor. Johnny taught me the difference between putting and putting. Putting means to place a thing where you want it. Putting means merely a vain attempt to do the same thing. That's pretty well true. Oh, Johnny taught me about school board members too. One time, he teed off and shanked it into the woods. Then his school board president looked at him and said, Johnny, you're in the woods. Johnny walked off the tee box murmuring, just like a school board member, to tell me something technically correct and functionally useless. Johnny taught me about the business of schools, too. He said that scoring golf is a lot like developing a school budget. It's always helpful when you have an eraser. Maybe you have to budget a good bit, but that's pretty true. Finally, Johnny taught me about focusing. Johnny was standing over his ball when a voice came over the clubhouse speaker. Would the gentleman on the women's tee back up to the men's tee, please? Johnny maintained his focus. However, the announcement came again. Would the man on the women's tee kindly back up to the men's tee? Johnny continued to ignore and kept concentrating when again, would the man on the women's tee back up to the men's tee, please? Finally, Johnny stopped, turned, looked through the clubhouse window directly at the person with the mic, and shouted back, would the gentleman in the clubhouse kindly shut up and let me play my second shot? All kidding aside, this is from Chuck. In my position as the guy in charge of U.S. and Canada for the K-12 schools market for Siemens Building Technologies, I would have to say that you are a Hall of Fame individual. You are, without a doubt, one of the finest people I have ever met in my life. Sincerely, Chuck. I saw the mayor here a minute ago. Did the mayor have to leave?
Yes.
Oh, well, I should have introduced her while she was here. Mayor Turner has offered a proclamation that I want to read. Whereas Johnny Paul Thaxton entered the Russellville School District in 1965 as a mathematics teacher at Gardner Junior High School, and whereas he has been dedicated to the school system for the past 39 years, most recently serving as the assistant superintendent for Russellville Public Schools, and whereas he is a past member of the Arkansas Association of Educational Administrators, Southeastern Regional Association of School Business Officials, Association of School Business Officials International, Arkansas School Plant Management Association, Arkansas Association of School Business Officials, Arkansas Middle School Association, Phi Delta Kappa, and whereas he was nominated the 2002 National Eagle Award recipient by the Eagle Institute, 1997 Administrator of the Year by the Arkansas School Business Officials, 1997 Distinguished Leadership Award by the Arkansas Leadership Academy, 1975 Outstanding Secondary Educators of America by National Association of Secondary Administration, and 1967 Outstanding Young Educator by the Russellville JCs. Now, therefore, I, Ray Turner, Mayor of the City of Russellville, do hereby proclaim May 11th, 2004 as Johnny Paul Thaxton Day. In witness thereof, I have hereunto set my hand and cause this seal of the great city of Russellville. Congratulations. And from the Arkansas Senate, whereas Mr. Johnny Paul Thaxton, Assistant Superintendent of Russellville Public School since 1990, has enjoyed a 44-year career in the field of education, with most of those years in the Russellville School District. And whereas he has excelled in each of his roles as teacher, administrator, advisor, and friend, and has always been available to assist and counsel students and to listen to the concerns of parents. And whereas he has served both as a member and officer in a great number of community and education-related organizations at the state, regional, and national levels, and has been honored with numerous recognitions for his outstanding service and leadership. And whereas the members of the Arkansas Senate wish to join Senator Sharon Trusty in saluting Mr. Johnny Paul Thaxton on his individual record of service and in wishing for him all good things as he retires at the end of the school year. Now therefore, pursuant to the motion of Senator Sharon Trusty, the Arkansas Senate directs that this citation be presented on this 11th day of May, 2004. President Pro Tem Jim Hill and Senator Sharon Trusty. Congratulations. To Johnny Thaxton. Dear Johnny, what a delightful privilege and honor it is to extend my heartfelt congratulations on 44 years of excellence in education. Your commitment and dedication are commendable. May you have a wonderful celebration with your friends and colleagues who want to honor you in this special way. I hope they succeed because you deserve it. On behalf of the citizens of our state, I send my warmest congratulations for your success, and may God's blessings be yours. Sincerely, Mike Huckabee, Governor of the state of Arkansas. Congratulations. We've taken the privilege of putting these citations on the board, and it looks pretty nice. Yeah. Oh. Thanks, Ed. Okay. And there you are, sir. Well, with all of that said, John, it's pretty much up to me now and a comment or two. I will be kind, I promise. The thing I know about Johnny is that he's got a real tender heart. And I found that to be a very fitting, manly trait in him, and I've appreciated it all these years that I've worked with him. He's just a true gentleman. He's a scholar. He is a valued colleague, not only of mine, but with so many of us in here. And Johnny, you're my friend. And I thank you for the work you've done for me and for this school district. Okay, if I have failed to introduce someone who feels that I've made a real food pile, would you just raise your hand? And I'm not counting you and you and you, okay? Now you might be different. I just want to make sure. Virginia, do you know of anyone that we might have slided? Don't want to do that.
Oh, Margie Smith is here, I believe.
Margie? Good, thank you. Margie Smith's one of our board members. Okay, Truman, at this time I'm going to ask you to come up. You've got a little fun presentation to give, John.
This goes to my very best friend, 34 years, Johnny Thaxton. There's two of them. Go together. Yeah. Favorite sport, of course, most of you know that's golf. Those are shoes that you can play in the rain or the dry. So.
What size are
His son. If you've ever been around, he plays golf, he's not a more fierce competitor, and you will keep score right, or he'll let you know. Right, Gary? Ronnie? That's those woods you've been wanting. Yes, they are. They have a
Okay, Virginia Barner's going to come up and say a few words. You remember, Virginia is our board president. She gets to do anything she wants to do.
Mr. Thaxton, I just wanted to say from the board how much we appreciate what you have given to our school district. And when I think about you, I think about how you feel the definition of the word gentleman, and what a role model you are for our young men in Russellville. And I just wanted to have everyone in the audience stand that I think this is something about Mr. Thaxton that I feel is that you get to know him pretty quickly and you feel like you have a friend, and if you feel like Mr. Thaxton is a close personal friend to you, would you please stand? You know how much we have appreciated what you have given to us.
Okay, we're just about ready to start eating again, right? I do want to offer a special thanks to Sharon Keener, Thaxton Secretary. Sharon, would you raise your hand or stand? Okay. Sharon has worked very hard for a number of weeks trying to get all this put together, and it's a wonderful job, and thank you, and I know Mr. Thaxton and his family are appreciative. With that said, does anyone else want to talk? Absolutely. Mr. Thaxton, it gets kind of scary when it starts coming out of the audience. That's okay.
Johnny has been, as was said, he has been the president of the Arkansas School Business Officials and also of the Southeastern Association, which encompasses 12 southern states. We just had our conference and we missed Johnny terribly, and everybody there had to sign some cards for Johnny, and I just wanted to give these to him, and everybody said to tell him that they love him, and they sure missed him.
Mr. Hoops, you started him out with administration work, didn't you?
Johnny Thaxton and I worked together at Gardner Junior High a number of years ago for a number of years, and we had some good experiences and some bad ones. But we worked well together, and was a pleasure. And I've been retired 21 years, and it seems like 100. I'm still enjoying it. It's Saturday every day. Congratulations, Johnny. And you and I go back a long way, a long and beautiful friendship.
I'll just say thank you. I'm a little bit afraid to try to talk much, but I do want to recognize a couple of people that are with me today that has had more influence on my life than any other people. That's my father-in-law and mother-in-law, J.D. Miller and Lori. I'm just hoping that the longevity of her family rubs off on me. He's the youngest of 7 or 8 children, and he's 94 now. So, and he had sisters that lived to be 100 and more, and all of them lived to be in their 90s except one, I think. And so I'm just hoping some of that rubs off on me. I appreciate all of you so much, and I can't call names because I would miss somebody. But I just want you to know that I love every one of you. And I want to say one other thing. I've been in the school business 44 years, and I've taken God to school with me every day. And I hope you don't quit taking him with you, because he's important to me there. I love you and appreciate you being here today. Thank you.
Thanks again, Johnny. The rest of the afternoon, we'll just share good fellowship, visit with Johnny as you get the opportunity, a lot of good food. Thank you so much for being here.